Basically, since I've been conscious, I've been
All right, hi, good day, guys. Welcome to AI and Human Editing channel. Today, we will be reacting to the one-child rule in China and how it affect a person. Let's go,
in
and we'll
Dallas,
also be
Texas.
You
commentating.
were adopted?
hmm
Tell me about your parents.
So I don't know anything about them, and I found out at like a residential rehab facility when I was a teenager that my birth parents, actually left me at a bus stop. And I thought the way I thought it happened is they left me with my name. So I thought they at least gave me a name, but turns out they didn't. So I was just alone at that bus stop until someone eventually brought me to an orphanage.
At what age was that, do you think?
They said it looked like I was a day old. But they really had no way of knowing.
Did this have
And
something to do with the laws in China at the time?
yes, it did. So I was born during the one child law. So
Okay, guys, so we're taking a little pause, right? So basically, it is very, I want to start off by saying it's very important for a child to know the truth one time, for you to be upfront and honest with a child one time, because when you're not upfront or honest with a child one time, you give them an impression, you lie to them, and it's more painful for a child to find the truth from somebody else than you one time, right? So it's very important to be honest with your child. And for those who do not know what the one law rule in China was all about, it was in the 19th something China implement the rule. It was basically that all citizens were supposed to only have one child. And if they had more than that, they had to give them up, right? Or in some cases, get rid of them. So they implement this rule because the population became overpopulated and it had more people than it had resources. And basically, for the survival of the people, they decided to create that law. So one of the reasons why they implement that law was because people was not being able to take care of their children. They were starving and became in a state of poverty. And for them to cut out that state of poverty and get back the citizen on a right path, they decided to implement that law. But like everything, that law had a very bad effect. And today we'll be hearing about what happened.
they probably couldn't keep me. I try to find a lot of comfort in that, but then again, there's a lot of issues that I've had with it. So I feel like it's a hard
Okay, so her parents had a child before. So when they implement the rule and they had her, they couldn't keep her because they're only supposed to have one child, right? And plus, they couldn't afford to take care of her either.
thing to come to realization about, especially when it was kept a secret from me my whole life, and then to be told like so bluntly at the rehab that I was at, which is a wilderness program. It like shocked me. I remember when I found out, it was like it triggered something in me that I had always felt but had never been able to like put a name on, which was that like I was just unwanted basically. So I found out and I just remember crying really hard and going into like a really dark space because of that.
Okay, guys, so we're taking a little pause, and basically, when children are adopted or abandoned, they tend to feel unwanted. But a lot of people who are in abusive situations love to use, yes, I don't want to leave them, they're abusing me, but I want to keep it stable for my children. But it's more worse to be in a marriage where you are being abused, hurt, or cheated on, and you don't want to leave them because you're saying that it's unstable. That is more unstable to a child development, because to the child view, you're putting up a facade for the outside world, but in truth, they are suffering and they are being abused, and they would prefer that you live a happy, free life by yourself with them than put them through a nightmare situation, right? And also with children who are abandoned or abuse or hurt or in dysfunctional families, because parents do not want to break up the family because they think that their child will be badly developed by only being a single parent. The best way to do it is by first getting rid of that person that's abusing you. It's better to be a single parent than to be a parent that is being abused by the other parent, if you understand what I mean. Because the child lose respect for you and they start to hate you, right? So, when a child feels abandoned or hurt, what adopted parents or parents who taking care of that child should do is build a child's self-esteem by doing stuff that will make them proud, going through competition, doing stuff that they're good at that will make them feel better about themselves. Start telling themselves like motivational speeches. Start telling themselves self-affirmation like I am smart, I am beautiful, I belong. All these different stuff help in growing, impacting, and changing a child view whenever they go into a deep depression. It's very important for parents to notice when a child go into deep depression, because if they don't notice that, it could go deeper and they could be at a state of a part where they want to kill themselves or hurt themselves. And it's why you as a parent have to pay attention to your child well-being, and any changes in a child, it could be for different reasons. Plus, when you have a low self-esteem, you tend to want validation, so you will go in groups, you'll do bad things to get this validation. That's not an excuse for doing the wrong things. A lot of people like to use that excuse. You, at the end of the day, you have a choice and you could choose not to do it, but those children tend to do those stuff because they want to be loved, they want to be validated, because they are not brave enough, strong enough to stand up on their own and say no, that is wrong, because they're afraid that the group will turn on them, the group will hurt them. All these stuff they're afraid of, they are weak. So you have to strengthen them up. Tell them it's okay to stand alone. It's okay to be your own friend. If you cannot be in a group that somebody want to hurt or take advantage of you, and you being in that group taking bullying because you're afraid of being alone. So you as a parent have to teach your child it's okay to be alone and stand for the right thing than to be in a group and that group stands for nothing. Let us continue.
And the family that adopted you, tell me about them.
So I was adopted by two moms. My parents are gay, and from what I've heard, like one of I forget which one of my moms, they went with their parents, but they told the orphanage that my other mom was the sister because maybe they had some issues with being gay there.
Okay, so I want to touch on this. A lot of people won't understand why back then the one of her moms said that she was the sister. Okay, so back then orphanages would not allow you to adopt a child if you were a gay couple, because they viewed as on it, they didn't view it as a form of a family. They view it, they didn't even view it as a family. So they would prefer to give a child to a single parent than a parent that was gay. Right? Let's continue. So that's it. Nowadays you could adopt a child if you're gay, but back then you could have not, because they didn't even view it as a family form. Okay, so let's continue.
So they got me. Um, Everything was good in their marriage until there was an instance of infidelity, and my mom and both of my adoptive moms separated from one another, and the mom that committed the act of infidelity remarried that same woman.
Okay, so I would like to touch on that topic, infidelity. Also, I would like to touch on the topic abuse, and I would also like to touch on the topic of somebody who do not want to marry you but want the benefits of being married. Okay, so we'll start with abuse. A lot of couples who are in a relationship, male, female, will stay in a relationship of abuse because they don't want to be unstable, because they have a predator prey relationship. They feel like they will not be anywhere, they will not go anywhere if they don't have that person. They won't be full if they don't have that person. All that is manipulation, and all that is subjection that they put on you. They make you feel like that so you will not want to leave. But if you are in an abusive relationship, it is very dangerous, it's unhealthy and unsafe, and it teaches your children how to treat their partners. So this is why you get rid of anybody who's abusing you one time. The next topic I want to touch on is infidelity. That Infidelity is the most common reason why people have fights, killings, and divorce because of infidelity. A lot of people are confused what to do if they catch the couple cheating on them. They're like, if you could do it, work it. No, don't work it out. Dump them. Let me explain why. Because when a person starts to cheat on you, they are testing the ground. They already had an idea. For them to take off their clothes is a conscious action. They was not forced to, was not a mistake. They cannot say it was a mistake because you have to do an action to take off your clothes. By taking off your pants, boxers, drawers, shirt, tie if they're wearing sneakers, socks. You understand? Dress, panty, the full works. It is a full action that you have to undergo to take up all this. Stockings are full works. Heels, you get what I'm saying? It's a full action that they have to take. So when they say it was an accident, I didn't mean it's a lie. They know exactly what they was doing. And a lot of people like to believe that because they feel hurt by themselves, they can't accept that they're going to take back a cheater. So they give themselves something. Listen, she didn't mean it was an accident. Instead of telling them the raw fact that they betrayed you. So what they like to do is test the ground. A cheater likes to test the ground. So if they realize that you take them back when they cheat on you, they'll keep on cheating on you, and they're not going to stop cheating on you because that is something they realize that you are pushover, that you are bubbly, that you will take them back. And most interesting stuff I will tell you right now. It had this man. His wife found out he was cheating on her, right? So she went to the mistress and they made an agreement. Listen, he come by you, he on with you, and he'll come back by me, right? The man one day sat both of them, the mistress and the wife, down, and you know what he told them? He told them he loved both of them. And the next day he run off with the next mistress and left both of them. Let me tell you what happened with that cheater. When they devalue, destroy your respect, destroy. This is for people who abusing you, cheating on you, and a person don't want to honor the time that you want to get married. Want to drag you long until they find the right person for them. Right? This is for all those different people. When they get bored of you, when they realize that they have no more to take from you, they leave you for the next best option because you become boring. They already conquer you. It's no more fun to them. Right? And the same thing you were afraid to do, they will do it and leave you. And you'll be surprised. But I stayed through all these years of cheating. How come they left me? Because they got bored of you, because they realize you have no respect for yourself. So they left. And one of the most common things that women are deceived by is they believe that men, when they say are you plan to marry me, I'm not sure yet, that's a lie. I talked to so many men and they said one thing in common. I asked them how they knew you were going to marry that person. You know what they told me? From the time I saw that person, the first time I saw that person, I knew I was going to marry them. When men first see women, they put them in category. Somebody they could sleep with, somebody they could keep as company, keep on with, yet have children with, but not marry them, and somebody, the wife they're going to marry. And they already know. So when you see a man have children with this woman, stay with years with this woman, and 1 month later, after some weeks, he meet this woman, marry this woman, and leave. And the woman's surprised. But from the day he saw, he already knew what he was going to do. So here's my take. Men or women, from the first time you see a man and you're in a date with them, ask them, are you plan to marry me? Or by the next hour, you plan to marry me? And if they say they don't know, leave immediately. They know exactly, because from the time they see you, they know if they're going to marry you. And a lot of women like to lie to themselves, tell themselves some impression, someone's upon a la la la. All that is lies. And men know from the time they see you if they're going to marry you. And women are delusional and they don't like to face the truth, and that's why they find themselves into horrible situation, because the red flags are there, they just don't know it, because love and all that is nonsense, because they are comfortable, because they want to lie to themselves. But it is better to face reality and deal with reality than to live a lie and then find out that it was a lie. So let us continue.
Um, It was okay at the beginning. I remember being not a troubled kid at all. I never got in trouble. I was a good kid. I playing instruments and getting into music and stuff. It wasn't until around puberty that I started having like behavioral issues. Now, at first, it started, I think, 12 or 13. I grew up pretty privileged. I went to private school. I was an A and B student. Like, nothing was really wrong until the eighth grade happened. And it was the summer. And I just remember kind of going into what I now know is depression. I didn't know anything about depression or what it was at the time. But
Okay, so this is so basically a lot of people don't realize that they're going through depression and have different kinds of depression. It has the outward depression where you of yourself know that you're going through depression, and it has the silent killer. The depression that is the longest to overcome. The one where you are unaware that it's depression that you're going through, and you just start to feel down, you start to fall, you start to distance yourself from family. That's what a lot of people who abuse you, hurt you, or cheat on you love to do. They like to seclude you, keep you away from your family, right? So when you're in this depression, that depression is also caused when you lose self-respect for yourself. What I realize is that when a lot of people take cheating, take abuse, they start losing self-respect for themselves because they thought at the beginning they will never take something like that, and when they later on see that they're taking those stuff, it destroys them as a person because they realize that they betraying their own self every day that they live with that abuse. And that's why it's better to get out and get out of that situation and keep your word. If you say at a certain time you're going to get married and they don't honor that commitment, leave them. If they're abusing you, leave them. If they're cheating on you, leave them. Because what you're doing is you're showing self-respect for yourself. You're respecting yourself. You're respecting your boundaries. You're respecting your line. Thank you so much, guys, for watching this with me. I brought up these topics. If somebody's abusing you, if somebody's cheating on you, if somebody doesn't honor the time you want to get married, don't force people to marry you. Don't threaten them on none of those stuff. If they don't want to be with you, don't force nobody to be with you, because if you force somebody who don't love you to be with you and marry you, they will never love you, right? And you're putting yourself in unnecessary problems. So if somebody cheats on you, if somebody abuse you, if somebody doesn't honor the time they want to marry you, don't be afraid to leave them. And remember, depression is something you could deal with by doing stuff that makes you proud, by doing extra curriculum, by dealing with it head on, the stuff that is making you sad, by facing your issues, and by doing affirmation and taking good care of yourself. Remember to always trust in God, take care of yourself, and don't let anybody abuse you. Thank you for watching my reaction on this video. For more comments, please follow and subscribe to AI and Human Recording. Thank you again and have a blessed day.